quick scrum with Mamdani. He talked about Cuomo. Didn't want to talk about Hasan Piker, a podcaster who said stuff like America deserves 9/11. Bro, oh my Lord, oh God, they're gonna try to bash him in the head over this.
You know, what we can see is a candidate that is desperate to understand why he is so far behind a politics of the future.
Why do you hang out with guys like Hasan Piker? Says some nasty stuff, don't you think?
I'm here to talk about the World Cup.
Dude, it is kind of crazy that he said some nasty stuff. It is kind of crazy that like that dude is like a drama obsessed weirdo. You know what I mean? Like the dude that I don't think it was a journalist who said that. I don't think it was this guy at least. Or maybe it was. I don't know. But it's crazy to me that it's like for a lot of people who are like, I'm a journalist. I want to be a pro-Israel type of journalist. Like, I'm just going to hit you with some quick TMZ bars and be like, well, this is Hasan Piker guy. He says some nasty shit. It's like, dude, what the are you talking about? What the actual are you talking about? Like, this is not a real controversy, brother. You are talking about a dude. You were talking about a dude, me, who is, getting profiled in the New York Times and shit. It's not like this is, it's not like I'm a random person that has said some really dangerous things. You might try to present it as such to the best of your ability, but like it's very clear that within the context, like a lot of these other mainstream outlets like very clearly understand what this is. Otherwise, you're basically doing the ADL line and saying, why is the GQ, the New York Times, and all these other institutions why are they platforming a terrorist? In any case, it does seem like Dan Rivioli might not be too big of a fan of Zohran. But it is annoying. It is lame as it's whack that they're just like constantly trying to badger him over with this shit. And it's only a matter of time until he probably will be like, it's only a matter of time until these people will probably be like, all right, well, I don't know the guy. Oh, it was a Prager U guy. New Yorkers, tomorrow, September 11th. Here's Zohran Mamdani with Hasan. America deserves 9/11 Piker. Tomorrow, don't allow Mamdani anywhere near the 9/11 memorial. First responders will pretend to care. Unlike Mamdani, the real New Yorker stands with FDNY and NYPD. Political commentator at Prager U, Shabbos Kestenbaum. They're just trying every attack line, and this is another one. It's just so stupid. Mamdani hanging out with terrorist Hasan Piker. The issue with Mamdani getting yelled at about his allegiance with me or some shit is that if he caves on that, then it's going to open him up to an unimaginable line of attack for him as well. Do you see what I mean? So like the same line of attack that they are hitting me with, were being like, he's a bad guy, he's a terrorist, he's a Muslim who loves 9/11, he wants to do more 9/11s. Like it's unironically, it's the same exact thing that they can hit him on. So even if he was in this like unique predicament where he was trying to be like, I'm distancing myself from Hasan Piker, then they're going to turn around and be like, well, why did you celebrate 9/11 takes, blah, 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 all this shit. So that's it. It stems from the same racist place. It's not like a real logical attitude that people have. It is just an unironically racist diatribe that people land on. But of course, because there are plenty of other people who have this kind of incredibly Islamophobic attitude, that it kind of gets more mileage than you normally would expect. And that's it. But of course, he is too charismatic and too buttoned up for this kind of stuff to shake him, in my opinion. But that doesn't stop me from being annoyed that they're just like consistently using this. Yeah, the New York Post article gave the game away where the lady mentioned Zohran mentioning the Holy Land 5, like this attack is not genuine. Exactly. So it's always the same shit. Has any actual media outlet reached out to you for to comment on Cuomo attacks? No, they haven't. I think it hasn't like built up yet. It hasn't even like built up that significantly. It's kind of interesting that you're being brought up in a New York mayoral race. Yeah, I never in my life would have thought that it would get to that moment.
Out of the mayor's race, where things are getting even more heated between Andrew Cuomo and Zohran Mamdani. A new poll shows Mamdani with a double-digit leader, but there's an asterisk. Political reporter Marsha Kramer explains.
The pictures on an easel at Andrew Cuomo's Ground Zero press conference showed Zohran Mamdani with Turkish-American podcaster Hasan Piker, who once said America deserved the 9/11 terror attack.
Those are amongst the most disrespectful, disingenuous words you could ever say to a first responder.
Wendy Ireland Tortorici and her husband Sal, who has stage 4 liver cancer from his work at Ground Zero, dramatically endorsing Cuomo as the former governor began pulling out all the stops to duke it out with Mamdani with 8 weeks to go until Election Day.
This isn't about politics. This is about character.
But Team Mamdani was having none of it. A campaign spokesperson saying, quote, Andrew Cuomo knows exactly what he's doing. He's holding a press conference to suggest that Zohran Mamdani, who is poised to become New York's first Muslim mayor, somehow supported 9/11. It's vile, it's dangerous, and it's deliberate. This is a new New York Times Siena poll has Mamdani with a 22-point lead. Mamdani 46, Cuomo 24, Curtis Sliwa 15, Eric Adams 9.
Remember when they were 2 months out of a Democratic primary, Andy Cuomo was 40 points ahead. They were telling me, why are you even bothering running? He's going to have a coronation. Well, he got killed in the Democratic primary. So I don't trust any of these polls.
But in a head-to-head matchup, it was Mamdani 48, Cuomo 44, almost within the poll's 3.6 margin of error, which may be why, for the second day in a row, Cuomo insisted it didn't matter how many names are actually on the ballot. It's still going to be him versus Mamdani.
Because people see who's viable and who's not. And they're going to be two viable candidates, in my opinion.
There's nothing funnier than having a real press conference. Having a real press conference about an ongoing mayoral race in front of a photo of me from 2019 with the words in Always Sunny in Philadelphia font that says America deserved 9/11. Oh, my Lord, brother. Oh, my Lord. Did you catch the statement by the wife of the first responder about you at the beginning? No, I didn't. Hasan, what?
Disingenuous words you could ever say to a first responder.
Wendy Ireland Tortorici and her husband said,
It's pretty, you know, I mean, what do you say? What do you say to this? Bro, that statement will follow you for life. It's not. It will, but it doesn't matter. The significance of this is entirely dependent on the disingenuousness of the person who wants to weaponize it. When this statement first banged, it was almost entirely weaponized by the Republicans, right? Because in 2019, Trump was president. It was entirely disingenuous, and it was all Republicans that hit it. Now you got, like, ironically again, Republicans utilizing it, but they're doing it under the banner of, like, being a Democrat, I guess, but they're not really Democrats. They're running against the Democrat. This makes it look like you caused 9/11. They panned the camera to a first responder being sad. I know. Like, it is what it is. They're talking about it like you personally said it to a first responder. Yeah, also, they're talking about it like I'm saying it's good that, like, 9/11 killed Americans or something. That's not my statement at all. And if you look at the full quote, you very quickly understand I'm talking about blowback, but it doesn't really matter. Yeah, I said what I said. All right. The point is to do, like, the loosest of associations by way of, like, look, this is, you got a Muslim, radical political commentator who's saying America deserved 9/11, and you got a Muslim who's running for mayor of New York who associated with him 9/11, 9/11, 9/11. These guys are Muslims 9/11, Muslims 9/11. That's what it is the weakest line of attack you can possibly put together. And it's very clear. It's very clear that it's like trying to associate a Muslim candidate with 9/11, but doing it within the confines of, like, liberalism and within the permission structure that exists amongst liberals. And that's all this is. And the issue here for Zohran is that even if he caves on this and just basically says, like, yes, you're right, I f***ed up, I should have never talked to Hasan Abi Piker, I hate him or whatever, then they're just gonna they're gonna turn around and attack him too. They're gonna be like, well, you're Muslim too. you're a Muslim guy too. What's up with that? You also have some opinions on 9/11. It seems maybe you're like there is no real connection here. Neither of us, we're both 34 years old, okay? Neither of us participated or had anything to do with 9/11. They're just trying to make that connection by saying like, well, you know, what are you going to do? These Muslims, they love 9/11. Now, of course, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because it's just an incredibly weak line of attack. And I think not only is it an incredibly weak line of attack, but it's one that it's one that's not going to stick.
People see who's viable and who's not, and they're going to be two viable candidates, in my opinion, and people will vote accordingly.
Cuomo also held an emergency meeting with about 80 business leaders who say they're worried about Mamdani.
So I'm here because Andrew is obviously a better candidate to be running the city. I'm very concerned that New York City is going to be.
What are these guys doing, by the way? Like, Andrew Cuomo already lost the primary. Are these guys like desperately trying to find anyone who will openly say they're an Andrew Cuomo fan? Is that what's happening? What the f going on with CBS New York, man? CBS New York is in the tank, it seems.